Hello, English learners, and welcome. I'm your host, Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to chat about English learning today.
Good to be here.
So, you've shared some really interesting resources with us, all focused on a pretty common goal, right? Getting better at speaking English.
Exactly. And specifically, how to do that even if you don't have someone, readily available to practice with.
Right. So, we've gone through everything you sent, and our mission today, well, it's pretty simple.
Basically, to pull out the most valuable stuff.
Yeah. The best insights to help you listening become a more confident English speaker doing it on your own.
And, there's something interesting there.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Well, something that might surprise people. A lot of really fluent speakers, even professionals.
Like who?
Actors, rehearsing lines, public speakers going over their speeches, news reporters prepping.
Ah, okay.
They spend a lot of time practicing alone.
That is interesting. So it's not some weird niche thing.
Not at all. It's actually a really common and, frankly, effective strategy. Much more than people might think.
Good point. So today we're going to tackle some of those beliefs.
The myths.
Yeah, the myths that might be holding people back.
And then really get into some solid, concrete techniques you can start using.
Right away. Sounds like a plan.
Definitely. Your sources really highlight that solo practice, it's not just a plan B.
It's more than that.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful way to build a strong foundation. Boost your confidence.
Like a musician practicing scales. You mentioned that before.
Exactly like that. Or an athlete doing individual drills. It's about honing the core skills.
Okay. So let's start busting some of those myths then.
Let's do it.
The first one that seems to come up quite a bit. This feeling that speaking alone is just, well, useless. Doesn't help.
Right. Why talk if no one's listening? Kind of thing.
Yeah. What's the counter to that based on what we saw?
Well, look, if we think about how we learn any skill, as those sources suggested.
The musician, the athlete again.
Exactly. Their solo time is absolutely crucial, right?
Yeah.
For muscle memory, for refining technique.
Makes sense.
It's the same for speaking English.
Yeah.
Practicing by yourself lets you get comfortable.
Yeah. Less pressure, I guess.
Way less pressure. You can try out sentences, experiment with words.
Without worrying about judgment.
Precisely. You're getting your mouth and brain to work together in English. It builds that core confidence.
And helps with pronunciation, too. Because you're actually making the sounds.
Absolutely. You start hearing yourself.
Yeah.
It all feeds into becoming more fluent overall.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like that backstage prep before the big performance.
That's a great analogy.
Now, what about this other idea? That you absolutely need a native English speaker to really improve.
Ah, yes. The native speaker essentialism.
Is that a thing?
Well, it's a common belief. But look, while talking with native speakers is valuable, for sure, exposure, feedback,
It helps, obviously.
it definitely helps.
Yeah.
But the sources are pretty clear. It's not the only way to get fluent.
So people have reached fluency without that constant interaction.
Many, many people. Think about the sheer volume of resources online now.
Videos, podcasts.
Tons of stuff. You can listen to native speakers constantly, absorb the rhythm, the pronunciation.
And one source even mentioned native speakers aren't always grammatically perfect anyway.
That's a key point.
Yeah.
The goal is clear communication, effective communication. You can develop that in lots of ways.
Right, and we have things like AI now, too.
Exactly. AI chat tools, they can simulate conversations, give feedback.
It's not a person, but
But it's a really valuable practice tool, as one of your articles pointed out. Great for practicing dialogue, getting quick responses.
okay. So let's tackle the awkward one. Talking to yourself is weird.
Yeah, the weirdness factor.
People feel self-conscious.
Totally understandable.
Yeah,
Culturally, maybe it's seen as a bit odd sometimes.
right.
But the sources really frame it differently for language learning, and even for professionals, like speakers rehearsing.
So it's actually normal in some contexts.
Very normal and very effective. The key is just to kind of reframe it in your head.
How so?
Don't think of it as weird. Think of it as your private practice space. Low pressure, zero judgment.
A safe zone to make mistakes.
Exactly, where you can experiment, build confidence. So embrace the weirdness. It means you're actually doing the work.
I like that. Embrace the weirdness. Okay, so we've questioned some beliefs. Let's get practical.
Let's get into the how-to.
Based on the sources, what are some really effective solo practice techniques? One that kept popping up was thinking in English.
Yes, fundamental.
Can you break that down? What does it actually mean day to day?
Sure. So thinking in English is about cutting out the middleman, basically.
Translation step.
Exactly. When you speak your native language, you don't translate, right? Thoughts just appear in that language.
Yeah.
That's the goal for English. Bypass translation for more direct, natural speech.
So how do you do that?
Start simple. Consciously describe your surroundings in English as you make coffee.
I am pouring water.
Yeah, or just pouring water, hot water, need mug, whatever level you're at. Narrate the process internally.
Oh.
Is that walking outside?
Yeah.
Describe the weather, buildings, people, blue sky, big tree, fast car.
Even planning your day.
Absolutely. Run through your schedule in your head in English. First, meeting at 9, then lunch. Need to call. It builds the habit.
Okay, but what if that feels really hard? Like, forming even simple sentences in your head is a struggle at first.
That's a very real challenge for beginners. If full sentences are tough, start with just keywords.
Keywords.
Yeah. Instead of thinking, I need to buy milk at the supermarket, just need milk, supermarket, buy milk.
Got it. Like mental flashcards.
Sort of. Your brain will start connecting them over time and use visuals.
How does that help?
See an object like a chair. Think chair directly. Don't think your native word. Then translate. Direct association. Chair, chair.
Bypassing the translation again.
Exactly. And the sources suggested setting a small goal. Maybe just 5 minutes of thinking in English each day.
Start small, build up.
Right. Gradually increase the time. Makes it feel manageable, less overwhelming. Turns it into a habit.
That feels much more doable. Okay, another technique that sounded really powerful was shadowing.
Shadowing. Yes, very effective.
What is it exactly?
It's basically listening and repeating simultaneously. You listen to a native speaker.
Like from a podcast or video.
Exactly. And you repeat what they're saying almost immediately, like a shadow.
Trying to copy everything?
Yes. The pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, the melody of the language, without pausing to think too much.
So it's pure mimicry, really.
Pretty much. Intense mimicry.
How does someone actually start doing that? What's step one?
Step 1, according to the materials, is crucial. Pick the right audio.
Meaning?
Clear, natural speech. Podcasts are great. YouTube videos, maybe movie scenes. But start short.
How short?
Like 10, maybe 20 seconds max to begin with. Listen once or twice carefully.
Get the sound in your head?
Right. Then play it again and try to speak along with the speaker at the same time.
Okay. That sounds tricky.
It is at first. Don't worry about understanding every word. Focus on matching the sounds, the speed, the ups and downs.
Any tips for making it easier initially?
Yes, a good tip from the sources. Try it with subtitles on first.
So you see the words too.
Exactly. See and hear. Then, once you're a bit more comfortable, try without the subtitles. Really focus just on listening and repeating.
Why is this so helpful? It sounds quite demanding.
It is demanding, but that's why it works. It trains your brain and your mouth muscles to produce English sounds more naturally.
Moves you beyond just rules and words.
Totally. You start internalizing how native speakers actually talk, linking words, reducing sounds, the rhythm.
The musicality, like you said.
Exactly. You learn the music, not just the notes.
Are there common mistakes people make when they start shadowing? Things to avoid?
Yeah, a few common ones. First, picking audio that's way too fast or complex.
Start slower, simpler.
Definitely. Gradual increase in difficulty. Second, aiming for perfection right away.
Which is impossible.
Right. It's okay to stumble, miss words. Consistency is the goal, not instant perfection.
Makes sense.
And finally, a key one the sources mentioned. Don't just mumble or whisper.
Speak out loud.
Yes. Speak out clearly. You need that physical practice of forming the sounds properly. Mumbling doesn't give the same benefit.
Got it. Really helpful tips.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to something maybe a bit more straightforward, just speaking out loud.
The core activity.
What are some simple ways the sources suggest doing this alone?
Right, because physically making the sounds is crucial, different from just thinking. The sources highlighted 3 easy methods.
Okay, what's the first?
Describing things around you. Simple observation.
Like what?
Look around your room. Describe the furniture, the colors, what's on your desk, in English out loud.
There is a lamp, the lamp is blue, stuff like that.
Exactly. Or if you're on the bus, describe what you see out the window. If you're cooking, narrate your actions. Chopping onions. Frying pan is hot.
Okay, simple descriptions. What's method 2?
Telling stories. This gets you into practicing full sentences, connecting ideas.
What kind of stories?
Recount your day. Yesterday I went to the park, I saw a dog.
Yeah.
Share a memory. Or even make up a simple fictional story.
Doesn't have to be complicated.
Not at all. Start with basic structures. One day, I decided to. It builds fluency, in creating narratives.
I can see how that helps string sentences together naturally. And the third method,
Role-playing.
pretending.
Yeah. Pretend you're in different situations. Ordering food, introducing yourself, asking for directions. Have a conversation with yourself.
Out loud.
Out loud.
Sure.
You can even make it fun, like the sources suggested. Try different voices, play both sides of the conversation.
Okay, that could actually be quite entertaining.
It makes practice less of a chore. And the beauty is, these three things, describing, storytelling, role-playing, need zero special equipment, just you and your voice.
Very accessible. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Technology. The sources mentioned AI and language apps quite a bit.
Yes, they're becoming really powerful tools for solo learners.
How do they help specifically with speaking practice when you're alone?
Well, modern AI apps can simulate conversations pretty effectively now.
Like talking to a chatbot but focused on language learning.
Exactly. Apps like ChatGPT can do this, but also specialized apps like Elsa Speak or others designed for English practice.
And what do they do?
They help you work on pronunciation, sentence structure, fluency, often giving immediate feedback.
Feedback is key.
Absolutely. As your sources noted, some apps can pinpoint specific pronunciation errors, sounds you struggle with, and suggest improvements.
Wow.
It's almost like having a virtual tutor available 24/7.
That's pretty incredible, actually. So how can someone best use these tools? Any tips from the resources?
Yeah, good tips. Set a daily goal. Even just 10 minutes of interaction can make a difference.
Consistency again.
Always.
Yeah.
And actively speak into the app. Don't just type if there's a speaking option. Use your voice.
Engage with it properly.
Right. And try different conversation topics the app offers. Practice a wider range of vocabulary and ways of expressing things. Treat it like a real, albeit simulated, conversation.
Amazing how technology offers these new practice pathways.
Yeah.
Yeah, last technique, self-recording. Sounds a bit intimidating.
It can feel that way, but it's incredibly insightful, a powerful tool for self-assessment.
Why? What does it reveal?
Often we don't really know how we sound in English. Our perception can be off.
We think we sound clearer than we do.
Sometimes, yes. Or we don't notice our hesitations or filler words like and recording yourself forces you to hear it objectively.
Like holding up a mirror to your speech.
Exactly. You can identify pronunciation issues, awkward pauses, fluency gaps.
Okay, makes sense. How should someone approach it? What's the process?
Keep it simple. First, pick a topic. Describe your day. Talk about a movie you like. Maybe just read a short text aloud.
Anything to get you talking.
Right. Then, just record yourself speaking naturally. Don't overthink it. Don't aim for perfection. Just speak for a minute or two.
And then the hard part? Listening back.
Then listen back. Critically, but kindly. Ask yourself, was I clear? Was the pace okay? Did I hesitate a lot? Where did my pronunciation sound off?
And is there a way to make that listening more effective?
Yes, a great technique highlighted in your materials. Compare your recording to a native speaker.
How?
Find audio of a native speaker talking about a similar topic, or even saying the exact same phrase if you read something aloud. Listen to them, then listen to yourself.
Spot the differences.
Exactly. It helps you pinpoint specific sounds, intonation patterns, rhythm differences you can work on next time. Really targeted feedback generated by you.
That is a very practical approach. Okay, wow. So just to quickly recap the techniques.
We covered thinking in English,
Right, making it your internal voice. Then shadowing.
mimicking native speakers for pronunciation and rhythm,
Then speaking out loud using description, storytelling, and role-playing.
getting that physical practice,
Using AI tools and language apps for interactive practice and feedback.
leveraging technology.
And finally, the self-recording and comparison method for self-assessment.
Exactly, a whole toolkit for solo practice.
And practiced consistently, these can really make a difference, even without a speaking partner.
The sources strongly suggest so. Significant improvement is definitely possible.
So for everyone listening, maybe someone who still feels a bit hesitant about talking to themselves or recording their voice, what's the main takeaway message from the resources?
I think the most important thing, repeated across the sources, is don't fear mistakes.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Absolutely, but it's
Yeah.
crucial. Mistakes are not failures. They are literally part of the learning process. Every single time you try to speak, even if it's imperfect, you're building that muscle memory.
Getting more comfortable.
Exactly. And consistency beats intensity. Short, regular practice is way better than one long session every few weeks.
Keep showing up.
Keep showing up. And really try to enjoy it. Find ways to make it fun. Language learning shouldn't feel like torture.
Point.
Believe you can improve. Notice your progress. even small steps. Celebrate those wins.
That's really solid advice. So for all of you listening who want to boost your English speaking, the tools are there.
They really are.
Start today. Pick one technique, maybe two. That sounds interesting. Try it.
Just give it a go.
Make it a habit. Speak out loud. Listen to yourself. Listen to others. Don't be afraid of your own voice. You really can do this.
Absolutely. And maybe remember this thought, which echoes through the materials, that journey of continuous improvement in language. It's really built on your own dedication, your willingness to practice, and your belief in yourself. Embrace that solo practice time. You might just surprise yourself with how far you can go.